This was a good episode. All of our main characters had a good highlight. In previous episodes, the focus were mostly on maybe one or two characters, and some of our main characters were just there and deal with whatever they need to deal with at work. It could have been surgery or dealing with a inappropriate patient or so forth, right? But for this episode, everyone had a good highlight. You got Seok Hyeong and his relationship with MinAh. You got Songhwa giving Seok Hyeong advice about actually putting effort into a situation and not running away. You got IKJUN dealing with Ik-soon's situation. You got Junan still feeling heartbroken, and we could see that too. And also you got Jongwon and his relationship with Gyeo, and also what Gyeo went through with that drunk patient. I want to start off by talking about Seok Hyeong and his relationship with MinAh. First, the rules that he stated was that MinAh can only ask one question a day. She was trying to, but then he kept on adding new rules. He has a lot of rules. And MinAh, she was trying to ask him questions, but then out of nowhere they bump into his ex-wife. Nothing really happened. And then after that, they left. It wasn't until later on that when Seok Hyeong was talking to Songhwa that we got to learn more about his marriage, even before and during. So Shinhye, his ex-wife, she was already stressed out even before they got married. And after they got married, Seok Hyeong's mom kept calling her like 30 times a day, which adds on to the stress. And then Seok Hyeong, he says he put effort. He even offered her to go study abroad. And he said, don't worry about the expenses, I'm gonna pay for it. Which got Seok Hyeong's mom angry to the point where she went to Shinhye's parents and said, why would my son pay for your daughter's education? But then that one day, this is where when Seok Hyeong's mom at the beginning of the episode called her a diamond thief. This is where we finally got the understanding of why she called her that. So, Shinhye wanted to meet Seok Hyeong's mom in person. Seok Hyeong said, you don't need to do it, but she insisted. On that day, a diamond ring went missing. Seok Hyeong said he saw her steal it, and she saw him watch her steal it. At this moment, Seok Hyeong still does not know why she did it in the first place. He does have a assumption it could be resentment, his mom is not really an easy person to deal with. But again, as of right now, he still doesn't know. This is where Songhwa gave him a good advice. You did not put any effort, not before, not even during your marriage. What you're doing is running away from the situation. And that is a good life lesson. Identify the problem and you face it. And then after their talk, Seok Hyeong, he got a call from MinAh. MinAh says, hey, since you're well off, we're trying to get a gift for someone, so can you chip in 100,000 won? Seok Hyeong says, sure. But then after he says sure, he kept asking MinAh questions about what gift are we getting, which mall you're going to, how are you getting there? Which in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is the turning point where he actually will go out with MinAh. Until towards the end of the episode, where MinAh, she was allowed to ask him a question, and that question was, can I ask you out 5 times? But out of nowhere, Seok Hyeong says, sure. But my answer is going to be no, even before she asked. So MinAh asked the first, will you go out with me? Or, you want to go out? She asked the first one. She asked him out to the movies. His answer was, I'm going to the temple with my mom. And that was it. MinAh, I am rooting for you. The way I see Seok Hyeong, he's kind of like a mama's boy, And the mom, she's very protective. It kind of reminds me of the mama's boy in Think Like a Man. How can the mom want her son to get remarried if no other woman seems not good enough for your son? I mean, I'm not a mom, But it's understandable that a mother would never think any woman is good enough for her son, you know? But I think this needs to change. Next, Gyeo dealing with a drunk patient. So before the situation happened, Gyeo was informed by another patient that she was complaining about loud noises. And her husband always came drunk. And her husband kept hitting her. Gyeo went to go check on the patient. Nothing happened at that moment. Until later on, the husband came drunk, hitting his wife. Gyeo was trying to stop him, but then he pushed her down. She got hurt. And then we see security grabbing the drunk husband and holding him back. Jongwon came into the room, helped Gyeo out of the room, and we see that Gyeo, her shoulder hurts. She has a well, I wouldn't say a full cast, but she has a sort of cast on her wrist. So even though she's hurt, she's okay. And then later on, we know that the patient is okay too. For IKJUN, he kind of knew what was going on, but he was afraid that his assumption could have been wrong. He saw the signs. One of them was seeing a bruise on her forehead. The second, every time the husband raised his arm, well, his hand, she would flinch. But again, he was afraid that his assumption was wrong, but he still called security anyway. And that was a good call from IKJUN. He is very, how should I put it? He noticed every little detail. I want to talk real quick about Eunji's mom. She is very grateful for Junan for doing the surgery, getting a donor for her daughter. Unfortunately, it was from a little boy who lost his life. And when Eunji's mom wanted to talk to Junan, she wanted to show him the certificate of donation, which was under the little boy's name. And the mom said that they're going to do it every year, and she wants him to give that certificate to his parents. And man, like, for me, I was so happy that Eunji finally got a donor. But at the same time, it was so sad because it was a little boy. Now, I want to end this review with IKJUN. So she's back. She's back in town. Finally, we get to see her on screen and not on a phone screen. So IKJUN went to go pick her up at the airport. She got tested. She's still not in a good situation, but she's still going to be tested. And then at the hospital, when IKJUN was in the car, Junan came out from the taxi and saw IKJUN's car. And at first, I thought they saw each other, but the car window was very dark, so there was no way that Junan was going to see who was inside the car. But Junan was walking closer to the car, and IKJUN, she couldn't help but cry. But then, before Junan even got even closer, a doctor called Junan into the hospital because there was an emergency. So for their relationship, they will get back together. I know it. Probably halfway through the drama series. Probably after IKJUN gets better. I know she will get better. Nothing better happened to her because I want her and Junan to get together. And yeah. Oh wait, I think Junan. No. I think IKJUN might do something dumb but funny just to get those two back together. Most likely that's going to happen. Most likely. I can see it right now. So my impression on the episode, this was a good episode. Every character had a good highlight. Every character really shined through in this episode. It didn't matter if it was dealing with a relationship or dealing with a patient or even this or that. Everyone had a good highlight, and I like that. I do like that IKJUN is finally on screen. I like that Uju is here again. I feel like his spotlight is not as much as in the last season, but I guess, as a kid, he had school, he can't be filming every day like the actors and actresses, but it's always nice to see him again. Seok Hyeong, I feel like his character should change a little bit more. I feel like he's a mama's boy. I get it if you have to go to the temple with your mom. I mean, I also go to the temple with my mom, so. But yeah, his character do need to change a bit. I think it's a good idea not to have him go out with MinAh right now. Just have him change a little bit more, and then when the time comes, he'll ask the question, MinAh, will you go out with me? I think that'll be pretty cool. And I'm still waiting for IKJUN and Songhwa. There is hope. There is hope for them. So anyway, that's the gist of my review and this episode. If there's anything I might have missed, please leave it in the comments below. Other than that, if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.